myself Dr. W. Ganare from Kamdal Mahavidyalaya Nagpur. Today I am going to discuss the molecular operator theory. In short, it is known as MOT, and this theory was put forward by Hans Millikan. And basic idea of molecular operator theory is that the molecular operators are formed by the combination of atomic operators. So the basic idea is that the atomic operators of atom combine to form the molecular operator. Now there is a difference between atomic orbital and the molecular orbital. Just like when the two atoms combine to form the molecule, in the similar way, atomic orbitals of atom combine to form molecular orbital. So in atomic orbital, electrons are under the influence of only one nuclei, whereas in case of molecular orbital, electrons are under the influence of two or more nuclei depending upon the number of atoms present in the molecule. So today's topic is the molecular orbital theory. In short, it is known as MOT. And now, what is molecular orbital theory? And this theory was given by Hans and Millikan in 1932. The basic idea of this molecular orbital theory is that the atomic orbitals of individual atoms combine to form molecular orbitals. And in this case, we can say that this theory is a modern, and therefore it assumes that in the molecular orbital theory, orbitals lose their identity, and the electrons in the molecules are present in the new orbital. These new orbitals are called molecular orbital, and the electron in the molecules are present in these molecular orbitals, which are associated with several nuclei. These molecular orbitals are filled in the same way as atomic orbitals in atoms are filled. And now there are different features, there are important features of molecular orbital theory. And the important features, because before going to see the molecular orbital diagrams, we should have to know the important features of this molecular orbital theory. So the important features are: a molecule is considered to be quite different from the constituent atoms. Just like atom, molecule has orbital of definite energy level, and therefore the orbitals are called molecular orbitals. And third point is that molecular orbitals are formed in the same way when the atoms are bonded come close together, and the atomic orbital of these atoms merge into molecular orbital. Therefore, molecular orbitals are associated with nuclei of all the bonded atoms in the molecule. The shapes of molecular orbital depends upon the shapes of combining atomic orbital. And next number is, each molecular orbital can contain maximum 2 electrons like in atomic orbital, and orbital also contain maximum 2 electrons. In the same way, molecular orbitals also contain maximum 2 electrons. The molecular orbitals are arranged in order of increasing energy and are filled in the same way as atomic orbital in atoms are filled. As we have seen, atomic orbitals are filled according to the increasing energy, that is, we have to use the Abbo principle. And in the same way also, in molecular orbitals are filled as per the increasing energy. So electron first go to the lowest energy orbital, and then subsequently higher energy orbitals are filled. In the same way, just similar to the atomic orbitals, molecular orbitals are also filled. So these are some important silent features of the molecular orbital theory. And as again we know that there is a difference between atomic orbital and molecular orbital. In atomic orbital, electrons are under the influence of only one nuclei, whereas in molecular orbital, electrons are under the influence of two or more nuclei. It depends upon the number of atoms present in the molecule. And now next slide. Here we are going to see the important features of this molecular orbital theory, that is known as the LCAO approximation method. And now in case of this linear combination of atomic orbital, we are getting the bonding and antibonding. So molecular orbitals are formed by the combination of atomic orbital of bonded atoms. And we have seen that according to the wave mechanics, atomic orbitals can be expressed by the wave function psi. The wave function represents the amplitude of electron wave. These are obtained from the solution of Schrödinger wave equation. Actually, we can write also the Schrödinger wave equation for the whole number, but it is very difficult to solve the wave equation for the molecules. To overcome this problem, scientists have used an approximate method which is known as linear combination of atomic orbital. In short, it is known as LCO approximation method. And therefore, according to the LCO method, the orbitals are formed by the linear combination of atomic orbital of the atoms which form the molecule. Now apply this theory, and we are going to apply this theory to the hydrogen molecule, simple hydrogen molecule, and therefore consider the hydrogen molecule which consists of two atoms A and B. Suppose each of these atoms has orbital of lowest energy. The atomic orbital of these atoms may be represented by the wave functions psi A and psi B. So atomic orbitals of the atoms can be represented by the wave function psi A and psi B for the two hydrogen atoms A and B. Now when these atomic orbitals are come close or brought closer, they combine to form molecular orbital. So according to the LCO method, linear combination of atomic orbital can take place by addition or by subtraction. And these two types of combination give the two molecular orbital shown in the slide. So addition of this is the psi wave function. The M is bonding molecular orbital. So the linear combination of atomic orbital can take place by addition or by subtraction. So addition of atomic orbital give bonding molecular orbital, and subtraction of atomic orbital give anti-bonding molecular orbital. So psi MO is known as bonding molecular orbital formed by addition, and psi star MO is an anti-bonding molecular orbital formed by subtraction of atomic orbital. So linear combination of atomic orbital can take place by addition or subtraction of wave function of atomic orbital of the two atoms A and B. So it is clear from this that the addition of wave function of atomic orbital give the bonding molecular orbital, whereas the orbital associated with the psi star is known as anti-bonding molecular orbital. Now we are going to see the combination of 1s orbital to understand the formation of molecular orbitals. So in the next slide, this is LCO method, but now we have to use the combination of 1s orbital. As we know that addition and subtraction, addition give bonding, subtraction give anti-bonding molecular orbital. So here 1s orbital of one atom and 1s orbital of other atom, addition of these, there is overlapping, and these two orbital get unite together and forming the molecular orbital which is represented by sigma 1s, and subtraction of these atomic orbital give the this type of they cannot unite and forming sigma star 1s anti-bonding molecular orbital. So sigma 1 is bonding molecular orbital, sigma star 1 is anti-bonding molecular orbital, and here is between these two there is no electron density. So bonding molecular orbital favor for the bond formation, whereas anti-bonding molecular orbital does not favor the formation of bond. So this is the combination, and we get by addition we get bonding sigma 1s, by subtraction we get sigma star 1s anti-bonding molecular orbital. So this is the simple addition and subtraction of atomic orbital and forming. So this is the this slide shows the combination of 1s atomic orbital to form two molecular orbital sigma 1s, sigma star 1s. Now here we are going to see the electron charge density of bonding and anti-bonding molecular orbitals. Now here this is the equation. Already two equations we have seen that bonding and anti-bonding in the previous slide, and to understand the meaning of bonding and anti-bonding molecular orbitals in terms of the wave function also, it is necessary to know the electrical charge distribution of these orbitals, and square the equation 1 that we have seen, psi b equals to psi a plus psi b. This is the equation, and square the equation, we obtain the equation psi b square equals to psi a square plus psi b square plus twice psi a psi b, shown in this equation number. Suppose this is the equation number 3. So when we addition of wave function square that equation, we obtain this equation psi b square equal to psi a square plus psi b square plus twice psi a psi b. And if we square another second equation of subtraction, then we obtain this equation psi star square equal to psi a square plus psi b square minus twice psi a psi b. Now in the first equation, the psi a square and psi b square indicate the electronic charge density of the wave function. Psi a and psi b of the isolated atom A and B. Later psi b square indicate the wave function of the bonding molecular orbital. Greater the value of psi b square, greater will be the charge density. So charge density depends upon the value of psi b square, and there is a high electron charge density between the two atomic nuclei and the bond between them is just stronger. In the first case, it is clear from the equation that psi b square is greater than psi a square plus psi b square by the term twice psi a psi b, and this result from the interaction of atomic orbital, that the greater is the overlap of atomic orbital, greater is the charge density between the nuclei, and more stable is the bond formed between A and B. So this is also shown in the figure, and this figure shows that here this is electron charge density distribution figure for bonding, and this is for antibonding. Here psi A and psi B square shown by the dotted line, and psi bonding is shown by the solid line, and this A and B are the two nuclei, and electron density between the two nuclei is a greater, and therefore bond formed in this case is a strong bond as compared to other one. So in the first figure, this figure shows the electron charge density for the bonding molecular orbital psi b square, and for individual atomic orbital psi a square and psi b square against internuclear distance. So in this case, psi b square is shown by solid line, and psi a square and psi b square shown by the dotted line. The point A and B represent the nuclei of the two atoms. It is clear from the figure that there is a more concentration of negative charge in the region between the two nuclei A and B as compared to the individual atomic orbitals psi A and psi B. Therefore, there is an accumulation of negative charge between the nuclei which hold together at equilibrium internuclear distance. So this is the first figure. We show the formation of bonding molecular orbital, and there is a large electron charge density. In case of figure 2, now here it is shown that in this figure, again this is the psi a square and psi b square is the atomic orbital, and this this solid dotted line come here. This is for the A and B two atoms, but now the solid line is the formation of, this is psi star square antibonding orbital, and this solid line comes here, touches this axis, and then again increases. So here is the electron density 0, and N is nothing but the node or nodal surface where the electron charge density is 0. Practically it is 0. So it is also seen from the figure that, from the equation 2 that we have seen in the previous slide, psi star square is less than psi a square plus psi b square by the term twice psi a psi b. This means that in antibonding molecular orbital there is a less charge density between the interacting atoms, and therefore between the two therefore energy of this antibonding molecular orbital is greater than the sum of the energy of the two atoms A and B, and bond formed is a less stable. And from in the figure number 2, it also shows that the solid line is a psi star square, while psi a square psi b square is dotted line shown by the atomic orbital. And now in this case, psi star square touches the axis at midpoint N between A and B. This point is known as node point, and this point at this point the electron density is 0. The formation of psi star molecular orbital decreases the electron charge density in the region between the two nuclei A and B, and negative charge is withdrawn from the region between the nuclei and therefore concentrated around the nucleus. This makes electron repulsion, and bond formed is less stable. So in this case, so these are the two electron charge density curve. So this is for bonding and this is for antibonding. Here electron charge density is more, here electron charge density is less. So this is first is a stable bond formation, and second is a very less stable bond formation. So in this case, these are the two diagrams. We show the electron charge distribution curve for bonding and antibonding molecular orbital. In the next slide now, this figure shows here the relative energy of bonding and antibonding. Generally the MO diagrams are drawn in this way. Here is the energy increases, and three parts are there, three compartments are there. This is one part, this is second part, and in the middle part, left, right and middle part. Now this is atomic orbital here, atomic orbital here, and molecular orbitals are shown in the middle. And now here, when 1s combined with 1s, we get sigma 1s and sigma star 1s. And so this is the way to express the bonding and antibonding molecular orbitals. So remember that when 1s and 1s combine, we get sigma 1s and sigma star 1s. Bonding have lower energy, antibonding have higher energy. This is the energy level diagram for molecular orbital. So this is the one diagram which shows energy level of bonding and antibonding. So as bonding have lower energy as compared to the atomic orbital, and antibonding have higher energy as compared to their combining atomic orbital. So again remember that when the atomic orbitals combine to form molecular orbitals. So atomic orbitals combine to form molecular orbitals. So remember this concept that molecular orbitals are formed by combination of atomic orbitals. So now what is the difference between bonding and antibonding molecular orbitals? So important 4 points are there for to show the difference. First point is that already we have seen bonding molecular orbital is formed by the addition, and antibonding molecular orbitals are formed by the subtraction. So remember, by addition and by subtraction we get bonding and antibonding. First point. Second point, again we have seen from the electron charge density curve that there is a greater electron density in the region between the two nuclei of the bonded atoms, and there is a less electron density in the between the two nuclei of the atoms. So again, greater electron density and lesser electron charge density. Third point is that the force in the orbital tends to bring the two nuclei of the atoms together. Therefore, electron in the bonding molecular orbital contribute attraction. So in case of bonding there is attraction, and in case of repulsion there is in case of subtraction there is a repulsion. So what is here now? When the two atoms come close and there is a attraction between the two atoms, and there is a repulsion between the two atoms. So again remember the 2 points: attraction between the two atoms and there is a repulsion between the two atoms. And last point, already you know that the bonding molecular orbital have lower energy, anti-bonding molecular orbitals have higher energy. That energy level diagram already we have seen in the previous slide. So these are the 4 points of differences between bonding and anti-bonding molecular orbitals. In the next slide now, we have seen the combination of 1s and they form the two molecular orbital, bonding and antibonding. Now here see the combination of 2s atomic orbital to form molecular orbital. So when 2s and 2s combine to form sigma 2s molecular orbital. So addition give bonding molecular orbital, subtraction give antibonding molecular orbital, sigma 2s and sigma star 2s. So this is the way how the formation of bonding and antibonding molecular orbital. So addition of two atomic orbital, overlap, this plus plus can combine, and here formation of bond take place. Here when we subtract, this is positively charged electron lobe, and here when we subtract plus and minus, plus and minus cannot combine, and this they get separate. So there is a 0 electron charge density between these two. So this does not favor the formation of bond. So addition give bonding, subtraction give antibonding, and when we combine 2s atomic orbital, they form two orbital, molecular orbital. One is sigma 2s and second is sigma star 2s. So combination of 2s atomic orbital form two molecular orbitals, sigma 2s and sigma star 2s. Next is the combination of 2p orbital. In case of 2p, x, y, z, p orbitals are of 3 types, and now here show the combination of 2pz atomic orbital to form the molecular orbital. Again we know the concept: addition of molecular orbital give the bonding and subtraction give the antibonding. So here is shown 2pz orbital, they overlap directly and there is a formation of sigma bond, direct overlapping. See here, orbital overlap. So plus plus can combine, therefore it is here, and these are the lobes. And sigma bonding molecular orbital, it is shown as sigma 2pz or sigma pz. When we take 2p, then it is sigma 2pz. So sigma for direct overlapping bonding formation. So addition give this addition give the bonding molecular orbital, which is represented by sigma 2pz, and subtraction give anti-bonding molecular orbital represented as sigma star 2pz or sigma 2pz, sigma star 2pz. So combination of 2pz atomic orbital combine to form the molecular orbital sigma 2pz and sigma star 2pz, sigma 2pz, sigma star 2pz. So this is a combination of two pz atomic orbital, and generally pz orbital are taken into consideration that it form a sigma bond and other two p orbital forms pi bond. Now here is a combination of 2px. Again now here addition give the bonding, subtraction give antibonding. Here this is the one orbital, this is another orbital. This overlap sidewise, and this plus plus can combine, negative negative, and in this way we get the formation of bonding molecular orbital. But here it is quite different, plus minus minus, and this here minus minus here. So this cannot be combined, and now here in this way we get there is a electron charge density 0, and now this is the antibonding molecular orbital. So here is a sidewise overlapping taking place, therefore the formation of pi bond is there, and so combination of 2px give two bonding molecular orbital. Molecular orbitals, one is a sigma 2px, pi 2px and pi star 2px. So combination of 2px atomic orbital forming two molecular orbital. These two molecular orbitals are pi 2px and pi star 2px. So px combined we get pi 2px and pi star 2px, bonding and antibonding molecular orbital. This is a combination of 2px. Similarly, 2py atomic orbital, they combine and forming bonding and antibonding molecular orbital 2py and pi star 2py. Similar to x and y are similarly and showing sidewise overlapping, and therefore there is a formation of pi bonding. So molecular orbital formed in this case are pi 2py and pi star 2py. Now before going to see the MO diagram for the diatomic molecules, now these are the energy level diagram for the molecular orbital, and this is the sequence of energy level diagram for the diatomic molecule lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen molecules. But slightly changes is there for the molecule after nitrogen. For oxygen, fluorine and neon, there is a sequence is slightly different. Now here see pi 2px and pi 2p are having here higher energy, and sigma 2p is having lower energy. Here sigma 2p is having higher energy. So this is the difference between these two energy level diagram, and this difference we can say that it is because of the main reason for this is that difference in this sequence is the interaction of 2s and 2pz atomic orbital. For the molecule like lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, the difference in energy of 2s and 2pz orbital is small, and therefore they can interact, while the energy of 2s and 2pz atomic orbital for oxygen, fluorine and neon is large, and therefore they cannot interact, and because of that this is the basic difference between these two energy level diagram. So remember, up to when you are plotting the MO diagram, then up to nitrogen there are this sequence, and after nitrogen for oxygen, fluorine, this is the sequence. So this is the only the difference is there, that depend upon the interaction of orbital, that because of that the sequence slightly changes after nitrogen. So this is these are the energy level diagram for diatomic molecule of the shown here in the figure. Now some rules are also there, like in case of when we write atomic orbital and electronic configuration of atomic orbital, in the similar way molecular orbitals are also filled, and three important rules that we know: Above principle, Pauli-Square principle, Hund's rule. All these rules are we have to apply here in the by using these two rules molecular orbitals are filled. And the first rule is that molecular orbital having the lowest energy is filled first. This is according to the above principle. Also this principle also says that electron first go to the orbital which is having lower energy. In this case also the molecular orbital having those molecular orbital having lower energy filled first. Second, that Pauli-Square principle, orbital can have maximum 2 electron. In the similar way here molecular orbitals can also contain maximum 2 electrons in the similar to atomic orbital. This is accordance with the Pauli exclusion principle. And now no pairing will be take place according to Hund's rule until the available orbital filled singly. In this case also, in case of molecular orbital, after filling single electron in a available molecular orbital of same energy, then pairing will take place. So before pairing will not take place. So again now all these three principles we have to use for writing molecular orbital configuration of that molecule. Now see the first diagram, molecular orbital diagram for simple first example, hydrogen molecule. As we know that hydrogen, atomic number of hydrogen is 1, So configuration is 1s1. So 1s orbital having only one electron, and the MO diagram is shown here. This is the energy. Here is the atomic orbital. Here is atomic orbital. Here is molecular orbital. This is hydrogen atom. This is second hydrogen atom because two atoms are there. So first atom hydrogen having 1s1 electron. Second hydrogen atom also having hydrogen 1s1. So when atomic orbital combine to form molecular orbital, molecular orbital are shown in the middle. And this is the when two atoms combine to form hydrogen molecule. So now this atomic orbital having one electron and this one, and these two electrons get overlap combined and forming bonding sigma 1s and sigma star 1s. So these two electron goes to the first go to the lowest energy orbital, and that is sigma 1s. So in this way electrons are filled 1 and 1. These two electron after combining goes to the lower energy orbital sigma 1s. So the configuration we can write here of the way to write molecular orbital configuration. First write the molecule H2, then colon, two dots here. First write the molecule, then colon. After that sigma 1s2. See here, start from lower to higher. Go from this sigma 1s2. Two electrons are there. Sigma 1s2. After that sigma star 1s0. Sigma 1s star 0. So as it is. So now from this is the MO configuration. This is known as molecular orbital configuration. And now we can also calculate the bond order from the molecular orbital theory. So formula is Nb minus Na upon 2. Nb is the number of electron in the bonding orbital. This Na is the number of electron in antibonding molecular orbital, divided by 2 we get. So in case of Nb value means number of bonding electrons are 2. So 2 is here. Antibonding electrons are 0. So 0 upon 2. So 1. Bond order is 1 indicates that there is a single bond between the two atoms of hydrogen, that is H bond H. So bond order is 1, which indicate there is a single bond between the two atoms of hydrogen in the molecule H2. So this is the simple MO diagram for hydrogen molecule. Now second is a MO diagram for helium molecule. Now what is the here? Helium have atom number 2. So configuration is 1s2. So 1s atomic orbital having 2 electron, first element 1s2. Second helium also having 1s2. So total 2 and 2 4 electrons. So when they addition and subtraction take place, so 2 electron goes to bonding and remaining 2 electron go to the antibonding. Now here sigma 1s2 and sigma star 1s2. This is the distribution. Again atomic orbital of 2 atom combine to form molecular orbital. These are the molecular orbital and these are the atomic orbital. So AO and forming MO. So here the molecular orbital configuration is helium right first and then colon, then sigma 1s2, sigma star 1s2, sigma 1s2, sigma star 1s2. So this is the MO configuration, molecular orbital configuration. Bond order formula is, we know formula. Now put the value. Bonding are 2 electrons, antibonding is also 2, 2 minus 2, 0 upon 2, 0. So in case of bond order is 0, which indicate that there is no formation of helium molecule. There is no formation of bond. Bond order is 0, no formation of molecule, because between the two atoms of helium there is no any bond. Bond order is 0. So again we know that helium is a 0 group element, their valence is 0, they cannot form the molecule, and on the basis of MOT also it indicates that bond order is 0. It indicates that helium molecule does not exist. It exists in a monoatomic in state. So helium molecule does not form. We can explain it on the basis of molecular orbital theory that bond order on the basis of MOT found to be 0, which indicate no formation of bond and no formation of helium molecule, and therefore this molecule does not exist and it exists in a monoatomic in state, means singly they cannot form bond, they cannot form the molecule. So today we stop here, and the remaining part of MO diagram after the helium we will see in the next part, next presentation. Today we have seen what is a molecular orbital theory, what are the important features of molecular orbital theory, and after that the difference between atomic orbital and molecular orbital, and then LCAO approximation method, and after that we have seen the examples of combination of 1s orbital, 2s orbital, 2p orbital, and forming bonding and antibonding molecular orbitals, and lastly we have seen the energy level diagram, how to represent energy level diagram, and two important MO diagrams for hydrogen and helium molecule.